What's going on, everybody? Dak908 again, bringing you back some more Armored Core, how to build your stuff. Now, let's take a trip down memory lane. Now, the first time I ever built an AC and actually displayed it for the YouTubes, I made a beginner's guide video on how to build an AC. Now, that build actually brought me to some kind of critical acclaim, put me in the Armored Core community. People started seeing my stuff. And then I go back and look right now, I have 13,000 views in that video. It's quite a lot in my opinion. And it basically, like I say, got me into the community. But recently, through because of the patch and everything, and because at the time I was very limited on parts, and I didn't necessarily know a whole lot, and I didn't have a mentor, Oblivion Doll. Shout outs to you, Playboy. I kind of just made an AC that I particularly, for the most part, practically used to actually get some things done. As I look at the AC now, it's not incredibly bad. It has some potential. But I think I was trying to go a little bit too basic, I mean, I look at this AC now and I kind of figured it's like one of those story ACs that you have to go and fight, For real, that's what I look at when I see this. Even when I go inside the innards, it kind of looks like that. But, like I said, have potential, and what I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to remake this AC. For people who's probably still just coming in, and, maybe for others who see my video and just want to get an update to it, because someone also requested I update my my older builds due to the fact that the patch came out and I accrued more knowledge. So I might actually do that. My general builds for the most part, heavy, light, general purpose, that kind of thing, which is this one. Beginner's Guide to Building an AC right here. So like I did in the first and how we do it forever and always, we will start at the legs, ladies and gentlemen. And I think I got something right with these legs. These legs, they actually perform really well. They're medium weight bipedal, of course. Bipedal is the easiest to, work around, especially when you're a beginner, not really knowing too much on what to do. So we're going to start with some bipedal legs. We're going to give you some decent load capacity, although the highest is reserved for these skinnier legs, but these are like combat, light medium weight fighting legs. And let's give you the full balance option. This one has high defense. Movement control may not be the fastest, but hey, you're medium bipedal. You're average speeding it up in way. So we're gonna rock these legs, these the same legs we have there. So that's a plus for my old self. Bing. This FCS. I was thinking of possibly mid to long range kind of fighting, and I'm not sure if I had glance at the time. So I can't really be mad at this FC, because now I look at it, it's not really terribly wrong. To be honest, I don't necessarily know exactly what parts you have at your disposal, like right in the beginning of the game, because I'm at the end of the game. I could easily go back and make another profile, but I'm start from there. But that will take a lot of time due to the fact this game's menus and stuff. Load this, load that, blah blah blah. It's impeccably outrageous. So this FCS, like I said before, it's not really bad. You have your range is okay, your lock on size is okay, your lock on is pretty good. But if you do have glance, I recommend running glance. I run glance for almost every build, especially if it's like a fighting AC, close combat-ish type build. But if you're playing it a bit further out in the sky, I recommend pre-dire. But if you're playing it as far back as you can possibly imagine, I run Izumi. So general purposing, if you have glance, please run glance. If you don't have glance, you can still run this FCS that I recommended in the beginning. It's not a terribly bad build. Well, FCS compared to the rest of them, it's okay. It's okay. Sure, you could probably run this one if this one is also there. It's up to you. Well, we're just gonna run glance for now because this is the most balanced part to have at the moment. So, as I said, I'm redoing this build. Generator. Okay, I did say run a balanced generator. Balanced generators aren't too bad. I know a lot of people run balanced generators. The most commonly used generators is high output, Ho Vital. Simply because with your energy recovery being, a lot higher than anything else that this game could throw at you. So, with the balance type, you do get, good energy recovery, kinda, and decent everything else. Is balanced. So I did run this this generator right here. I actually have a friend who runs this FCS. Jeez, we're not on that. FCS, not on that. We're on generators. He runs this generator. But, no, you can still run this generator. You definitely can. I'm not fighting you against that. Run this if you have it available. But if you have whole vital available, I kind of recommend doing that, especially if you're like if you're fighting. But you know, it is what it is. If you're not, you just want to be all around basic kind of guy, run you a balanced generator. High capacity type generators I recommend for like the heavier or rarer builds. You know, because a lot of energy. Yeah, a lot of energy. So we're gonna run whole vital. Simply because we have it at our expenses at the moment. Booster Shinatsu, mwah, perfect. Leave it. This part, my recon unit. I actually left it as a junk recon unit. Sorry about that. I chose Stickies because Stickies are the most basic, reliable, balanced out recon unit. You know, it didn't take a lot of skill, it didn't take a lot of thought. You know, you just hit circle. You know, you could lob like a football, hit circle, and then you got a recon unit out there. But let's run the ergonomic Okitsu one, which is literally better in every category. And let's run that as opposed to this one, which takes more weight, more energy consumption. So Okikatsu, or unless you want to have the extra range, doesn't matter. All right, I ran the Strikoza battle rifle. Wait, I'm not done with that. Arms. I said run these arms. Not bad. Not bad. You can keep them. Definitely. These arms, I recommend these arms. There's a few amount of arms in this game I completely recommend, and this is definitely one of them. So, in the video, I was correct about these arms. One thing I did say, though, I did say recoil resistance should be about 1,000. After the patch, they did make it 1,000. Yeah. Although they did lower the firing stability, which affects how fast you shoot your guns as well. So can't do much there. When it comes to recoil resistance, they're top notch. And what that does is it also helps with you firing, especially if you're taking fire and you're firing back. Recoil resistance can actually help you keep a good, you know, shot on your target and help you keep firing as fast as you was from before. So not a bad part, not at all. I'm gonna keep this part. Core. I ran this Chemical Core Zeus. Still not a bad part. I was pretty right in this respect to run this part. Chemical cores, not actually a bad thing to run. A lot of people normally don't run chemical cores. They normally run kinetic or thermal just for the high defense. But you know, chemical core running Zeus, not a bad part, especially if we're going all around. You know, you can't necessarily beat it too badly. You know, you have this one. Slightly less defenses, but you know, weight, energy consumption, and things along the line of that. But energy conductivity affects your speed, so I don't know. It's really it's give or take, because you know you become lighter, but you know energy conductivity goes. It's either or. So for general purposes, beginners, Zeus is an alright core. You will have the defense. You can fight the enemy. You should be okay with this part. You really should. And I know it's available in the beginning, so Zeus isn't a bad part to run. Heads. Beowulf. Beowulf is a sniping head. I believe I told you guys that I was actually a mid to long range fighter, which is true, 'cause I still am. And I ran Beowulf. Beowulf's not bad. It's not. Let's say we change that though. You know, I'm not mad at the head. I'm not. Let's go kinetic real quick. Alright, Beowulf. I chose Beowulf. I can't remember exactly what I said, but if I remember correctly, I was basically talking about, not this. Probably camera performance. Camera performance and probably camera performance and stability. Not too sure though, but that's what this head excels in, and it does it better than most, so I probably chose that for that. So what those two do, let's take another look at it in case you missed it. Stability, ability to control AC is balanced. The higher the value, the less the effect of recoil when getting hit or landing. Oh, messed with controls there. A higher value also raises movement speed when using boosters. See that? That sounds really nice. Cam performance. Performance of the camera installed on the AC's head. The higher the value, the better the lock-on range of the FCS and analysis range in scan mode. Not bad parts at all. Not bad, but these is distant parts. We'll go for all around, okay? I used to run this head a lot, Lancelot. Halfway for the stability, yeah, for the stability, but I use this head as, you know, actual frontline fighting head, which it's good at. You know, you have the high AP and everything, but you can't scan to save your life. That's like scanning to see what the enemy's weaknesses and stuff is. So let's run Arthur. Stability, sure, it's not that far. Sure, well, it's not that high. Sure, the camera's FCS probably won't be that far, but if you're only at mid-range, you're probably gonna hit it anyway. Actually, with 6 something, just make it a bit further. Ooh, I hate going the thermal heads. This is probably the best one. I wouldn't recommend it though. Would I? I probably would. Probably would. Just give me a second. I'm actually thinking, you know, for the Chroma, that's a good head, but I don't even know if you have that unlocked. So Beowulf works. It really does. You can have Beowulf. The one feature it probably won't excel in is, you know, your defenses and whatnot, and your energy consumption is quite high. So you can either keep that, or you can run like a skinnier type version of it, which would either be Hercules or Perseus, whatever. Both of the stats is pretty solid in where it was at first. You can get just more defense and a little more energy consumption to work with. So you run any of those parts, but for me, I'm gonna run Arthur. Bam. Little bitty head on top of all that metal. Or Raikou. Raikou. Ah, either or. Either part is good. I'm running Raikou. No. Let's keep it Arthur. Ah, screw it. I was right. Let's run Beowulf. I was right. Sorry about that. I was talking to myself, kind of. Okay, now all that's out the way. Let's actually go to the nit grit of the whole shibiggity boom bow swammy. Weapons. Okay. I said use Strakoza. At the time, that was correct. Definitely correct at the time. Absolutely correct at the time. I mean, there was probably no other battle rifle in the game that was worth 2 squirrel farts. Well, maybe a few others, but like, this was the battle rifle to have. People ran this battle rifle. Now people don't really run this battle rifle too often. So Strakoza's been outclassed by the UBR. Why? They gave, okay, the reason the Strakoza won out of the other battle rifles because battle rifles had no range except the Lotus. Now the Lotus won in range, but it lacked in firing speed. I mean, the firing speed was like, ugh. So Strakoza was that perfect medium. It didn't shoot too far, and it didn't shoot too slow, and people ran it for that. Now, since they upped the range on the battle rifles, Strakoza's been almost completely outclassed because literally a stronger battle rifle than it was the UBR, which can now shoot far. Maybe not as far as the Strakoza can now, but it shot further than the Strakoza could back then, and the range on it now is still quite decent. So, UBRs. The reload time was a lot faster than the Strakoza, and like I said, the range is good, and the power can be better if you gear it towards that. So, excuse me. Strakoza, all day, all night, maybe. Just upgrade it right, and then you should have a damn good battle rifle. So we're gonna run the UBR. I gave it the generic version because I don't have a powered version, the one that I like. This is just rapid fire, obviously, but yeah. And I ran this Gatling gun. Okay, I have a confession to make. I foresaw this Gatling gun. I did. I completely foresaw it, and I said that's probably not gonna be a good thing to actually tell people to do, because I don't like telling people how to be cheap. I really don't. I don't like to make a video that I think is gonna get a lot of views, and where a lot of people will take my opinion for things, and then me tell them that it's okay to be cheap. That's why I did not run this Gatling gun here. No, I did not. I ran this one. Is it weaker? Yes. But ergonomically, it wasn't going to be too much weaker than the big clip one, with the minus of the clip size, which is, you know, still decent, 800 rounds, but it was lighter and consumed less energy. That's what I said to do. And at the time I was correct. So I don't know, these Gatling guns, they've been nerfed quite a bit when it comes to hip spread and decay rate and things of that nature. It just doesn't really stack correctly. So would I recommend using the Gatling gun now? you can still get lucky with this. Really, you can. If you want to use it, oh, whatever, knocks it fall. People have adapted, and these aren't too much of a problem anymore. But I would run that rifle I said I was going to run. And preferably, I would run just any rifle. But my favorite is the Lamborghini. I have like 10,000 of these things. So, let's run the Lamborghini. I call it the it's Lamborghini or whatever. I call it the Lamborghini. Whatever. Next on the list is our shoulder weapons. I had a medium missile. Damn impure. I was correct. Still am. People shoot these at me all the time. I get frustrated to bits. You know, so you can either keep running missiles because it's not bad. You can run a flash rocket. People like to do that now. It's not really OP, but it's pretty dickish. But it doesn't matter. Do what you have to do to survive. Okay, please, by all means, do. So we can run this. The flash rocket, we can keep it real lickety split with the rocket we already have. But me, I'm not necessarily man for the 100% offense. I like the defense. So if you want my recommendation, I would probably run a CIWS. What this does is it deters those missiles that someone would have shot at you. So yeah, if you're not down for getting shot with missiles, run one of these and they send out. It's like anti-air. Well, it's anti-missile thingies. Like they shoot incoming missiles coming at you, so you don't get actually blasted by the missiles. Mwah. Delicious. They all have different intercept rates and ranges and things of that nature, so pick whatever tinglies your fancy. That's if you want to run that, because remember, this is a beginner's guide. You can go for defense if you're not really sure on how to run the missiles, but missiles is pretty much lock on and fire, and they do quite a bit of damage, so you can keep running your missile if you want to. It's okay, but for this purpose we're going to. Ultimate weapon, I said don't run them. Run them when you have a plan, really, only when you have a plan, and then for the most part it's probably just going to be the Giga missile. Our handguns, I said handguns had a lot of staggering potential. It does, but you know, this particular handgun, it doesn't shoot nearly as fast as what you need it for. So I guess if you still want to run handguns, you can pick and piddle your own special handgun, but it's really either or, all up to you. Was I correct back then? Yeah, I still kind of wasn't. Am I correct now? I don't know. I don't know if I would run a handgun personally. I really don't know what I would run in this situation. I probably would run like a pulse gun. I kid you not. Most of them shoot faster, and they're like little bitty gay shotgun thermal energy things. And a lot of people don't have thermal energy defenses, so this is a quick way to catch you a little quick uppercut with the guy. Pam. So you can run a pulse gun if you want, or you can keep the pistol. I would recommend using something completely different. So for me, I'm gonna run the pulse gun. Pulse gun. Pulse gun. Now this one I say run a pulse machine gun. To be honest, no. Don't run two thermals. That's a big no-no. And would I run the pulse machine gun now? Hey, pulse machine gun or pulse gun? It's up to you. Whatever has more range, whatever tickles your fancy better. And when it comes to that, that's pretty much it. Pick your thermal. It could be a laser rifle, it could be a plasma gun. Actually, I probably prefer the plasma gun over all of these things, so let's make that happen. Plasma gun. Oh, Boohoo says we're too heavy. So you know what we do? Just drop it. Really. If a gun is holding you down, just drop it. From the looks of this AC, he's pretty well balanced. You don't need 4 guns. You have all types anyway. And you have a missile, so the missile's actually what's weighing us down a whole lot. They actually weigh a whole freaking lot. So normally I would run 2 shoulder weapons, no missile. But with the missile, run a missile, 1 shoulder weapon. This is an okay build. I recommend this build. It is fine. Granted, check out that low capacity. It is 8 away from being over OP. So we definitely have to get rid of that other weapon and in expense for the plasma gun. Although I would put the plasma gun on the other shoulder. I would. So let's go ahead and do that in case you have to actually switch out stronger weapons, you know, because the rifle itself isn't totally strong. So yeah. And this is the build I would recommend. I would recommend using this build. Dak is okay with this build. It's a bit more advanced as the first one. A lot of things I got right to begin with. I can see where I did wrong. I can see where I'm doing righter. If that's even a word. It's not. And if you're still new to this game, you want a basic build, this is probably the best you'll get. Granted, you won't go as fast as you want to because you technically are being weighed down by this missile. If I were to drop the missile, watch how much weight I get back. Bam, it's a lot of weight. If I was to exchange it for CIWS, the weight wouldn't change too much, and I could probably have a back weapon. So it's up to you, missiles or back weapons. That is basically what it boils down to as a whole on this build. But this is the end of the video. I have reached a climax on this. It's been your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself, making you guys randomly generated fly builds as I disconnect from the internet. Holla at your boy.